The great people of Ghana, from diverse cultural, religious and social backgrounds, living in harmony with each other and having no doubt about the fact that their destinies are tied together, have over the years elected representatives to the legislature. With a 5-year mandate, the First National Assembly, formed under the 1957 Constitution, had 112 members. In February 1964, the Republican Constitution was amended, making the CPP the National Party. The National Assembly was therefore dissolved in 1965. In the ensuing elections, the 98 CPP candidates were returned unopposed. Parliamentary democracy was interrupted in 1966 when the first Republican government was overthrown in a coup d'etat on 24 February 1966. General Joseph A. Ankara was recalled from retirement to lead the National Liberation Council (NLC) military government. He was, however, replaced a year later with General Akwesi Mankwa Ifrifa. With a return to parliamentary democracy under the 1969 Constitution, the Second Republic was ushered in. The National Assembly was made up of 140 members, out of which 2 were female. Here, both the Prime Minister, Dr. Kofi Abrefa-Busia, and ministers were sitting members of Parliament. The Convention People's Party (CPP) was proscribed and did not contest the elections. The parties represented in the National Assembly were Progressive Party (PP) 105, National Alliance of Liberals (NAL) 29, United Nationalist Party (UNP) 2, United Action Party (UAP) 2, All People's Republican Party (APRP) 1, and Independent Member 1. The legislature lasted only 27 months in office. Under the 1979 Constitution, the President, Vice President, and Ministers of State were not members of Parliament. Ghana shifted from the Westminster system of government, and the President was no longer part of the legislature. In fact, the word Parliament for the first time referred only to the legislature. Parliament had 140 seats and a statutory life of 5 years. The parties represented were People's National Party (PNP) 71, Popular Front Party (PFP) 42, United National Convention (UNC) 13, Action Congress Party (ACP) 10, Social Democratic Front (SDF) 3, and Independent Member 1. The Fourth Republic has been the most enduring. It has already seen 7 4-year life cycles, with the 8th waiting in the shadows on the stroke of midnight on the 7th of January 2021. It came into being on 6th January 1993. The country returned to constitutional rule following the approval of the 1992 Constitution in a referendum held in April 1992. The first Parliament of the Fourth Republic was inaugurated on January 7, 1993. It had 200 members and a 4-year term. Parties represented were National Democratic Congress (NDC) 189, National Convention Party (NCP) 8, Eagle Party 1, and Independent members 2. There were 16 female members of Parliament.
And there he comes, Professor John Atta Mills, Vice President-elect of Ghana.
The second Parliament of the Fourth Republic was inaugurated on January 7, 1997. Parties represented were National Democratic Congress (NDC) 133, New Patriotic Party (NPP) 61, People's National Convention (PNC) 1, and Convention People's Party (CPP) 5. There were 19 female members of parliament. The third Parliament of the Fourth Republic was inaugurated on January 7, 2001. Parties represented were New Patriotic Party (NPP) 103, National Democratic Congress (NDC) 89, People's National Convention (PNC) 3, Convention People's Party (CPP) 1, and Independent 4. There were 18 female members of parliament. The fourth Parliament of the Fourth Republic was inaugurated on January 7, 2005. The number of members increased from 200 to 230. Parties represented were New Patriotic Party (NPP) 128, National Democratic Congress (NDC) 94, People's National Convention (PNC) 4, Convention People's Party (CPP) 3, and Independent 1. There were 25 female members of parliament. The fifth Parliament of the Fourth Republic was inaugurated on January 7, 2009. Parties represented were National Democratic Congress (NDC) 116, New Patriotic Party (NPP) 107, People's National Convention (PNC) 2, Convention People's Party (CPP) 1, and Independent 4. There were 30 female members of parliament. The sixth Parliament of the Fourth Republic was inaugurated on 7th January 2013. In this parliament, the numbers were once again increased from 230 to 275. Parties represented were National Democratic Congress (NDC) 148, New Patriotic Party (NPP) 122, People's National Convention (PNC) 1, Convention People's Party (CPP) 1, and Independent 3. There were 30 female members of parliament. The sixth Parliament chalked up a great deal of successes in a move to strengthen the legislature, which suffered truncation during the many years of military rule. Job 600 now houses the majority of MPs. Befitting offices were provided them.
I, Aaron Michael Okwe,
do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
do in the name of the Almighty God.
The seventh Parliament of the Fourth Republic was inaugurated on 7th January 2017. Its composition is New Patriotic Party (NPP) 169, National Democratic Congress (NDC) 106.
I, having been elected a member of Parliament,
The first task of this and other parliaments of the Fourth Republic is to provide the space for the new president to be sworn in. As is custom, at midnight of the 6th January 2021, the 7th Parliament of the Fourth Republic would come in for dissolution, paving way for the swearing-in of the 8th Parliament. This time, the centre of activity would be the forecourt of Parliament House. Preparations are already underway for another historic day in the political history of Ghana, the inauguration of President-elect Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for his second term in office. The composition of this parliament is significantly different from any that the country has had in her democratic journey. The new Patriotic Party has 137 seats, with the National Democratic Congress also clinching 137 seats. There is one independent candidate representing the people of Fomena in the Ashanti region. How will this impact on the business of the 8th Parliament?
This 8th Parliament, in my strongest view, will be the best legislative framework for the people of Ghana. It means that the people of Ghana have said no to polarization and the divisions, MPP and DC. They want balance, they want consensus. They have said that share the prosperity and opportunities of the country fairly and equally to all those who are deserving, not on partisan lines.
Fighting amongst ourselves, raising the political temperature in the country with insults and so on will not help us. Let's attack issues, not personalities. And even though I have floated on the wings of the MPP at Swami, today here, once you are elected, you represent the entirety of the country. And that is why I'm able to make laws that will affect Tuarungo. That's why if anything should happen at Chirepone, I'll be able to hold my head and then articulate issues on that particular matter. Once you come to Parliament, you cease to represent that small enclave, you represent the entirety of the country. Let people understand it that way. Let's show that comradeship, that camaraderie, that we are one people in one country with a common destiny.
Here is a sampling of views of some Ghanaians on their expectations of the 8th Parliament.
Now they'll come to a compromise for the betterment of the country Ghana. Now every bill that goes into Parliament, they have to scrutinize it well, whether it will benefit the Ghanaian people, not in their own partisan interests. That's what we are going to see in this Parliament.
Because so about two skirt and blouse there. Just as one got two about no crowd there. And
that's one day be better. But yesterday, no, I'm a penino. Nasu DSA near this is all the tono or cannot the two pepe. If it's a minority, no, it's a American is a bini hobby. Young minority in the Parliament. No, so no, I'm taking a decision. I'm ministers now.
We have to work on consensus. There must be consensus building. And it's for the interest of the nation Ghana. And so that is not when we have to really push political agenda and then seek our personal interests.
We are going to give a very tough challenge to the party in power because it would make them kind of be on their toes with whatever they bring up in the decision making at Parliament and stuff.
Now it looks like it has become a tough nut to crack. But I think it will be best if the two parties will collaborate and come to a consensus to do things together as running of the affairs of the nation.
Parliament, I know is yeah and no. So I think if the other side is bringing opinion that it will help the country, and because of this division, the other party will agree to it. So I don't think it's helping our country and the people even in the country, we Ghanaians, it's going to affect us a lot. And even as you can see, it's affecting us because our market is not moving on well. Our children's school, everything is rough in the country.
Whichever way one looks at it, the Ghanaian electorate has spoken, and it is within the framework of their decision that their elected representatives must work to serve their best interests.
Ghana celebrates another democratic success story of the Fourth Republic after elections 2020 and prepares for the inauguration of elected representatives and government with the following events. At 10 a.m. on 5th January 2021, His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will deliver his end-of-term State of the Nation address before the 7th Parliament of the Fourth Republic. On the stroke of midnight on 6th January 2021, the 7th Parliament would stand dissolved. There will be the selection of Speaker of Parliament and 2 Deputy Speakers, paving way for the inauguration of the 8th Parliament of the Fourth Republic. On 7th January 2021, President-elect Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will take the oath of office and be sworn in as President, with Vice President-elect Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to begin their second term in office. This event will take place in the precinct of Parliament House at 10 a.m. Attendance is strictly by invitation. These landmark events to strengthen Ghana's democracy will be live on this network and other digital online platforms. Long live the Republic of Ghana.
That I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God.
For many Ghanaians, this victory in 2016 came with a renewed hope. The New Patriotic Party had also won majority in Parliament.
It will not be easy. We have no illusions whatsoever. It will require sacrifice, but it can be done.
But after victory came reality. And with a record time, the new president formed and announced key members of his government. They are the men and women who will drive his vision, making it clear to them that there was no time to waste.
Simply about that, about getting development, if you like, to the grassroots.
The task ahead was enormous. His first major task was to ensure that power was stable in the country in order to get small businesses and industries that had collapsed under the Mahama administration back to work.
To do this, we needed to find the money, because one of the major causes of doomsday was lack of money to buy fuel for the operation of our plants. Nigeria had refused to give us gas as a result of huge debts. And the president negotiated with Nigeria, and Nigeria agreed to restore gas supply to Ghana.
I had to buy generators, and it was not easy at all at the time. We are so happy that today you get up, there is electricity, there is power to do everything.
It takes a leader that has the confidence of his peers, to be able to broker such arrangements that we got within the short period.
After years of doomsday, the lights were finally back for good. Agriculture has been the bedrock of Ghana's economy since time immemorial. The launch of the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative in April 2017, 4 months in office by the president, encouraged Ghanaians to take farming more seriously than in recent past. Through this program, agriculture is once again a respectable and profitable venture that is creating jobs.
The direct benefits are two. First of all, his income doubles, trebles, because those who were harvesting 3-4 bags, eking out from an acre of land, can now do 10, 15, 20, 40 bags. I've seen it in Tumu area, where just by using improved seed and fertilizer, their yields just go using the same sweat.
Yes, I harvest akọ factory iya bi ye hwe mo school ya bi ye hwe ya maame mu ya bi ye hwe ye nuanum nti eguda ye de ye ejuma oti dam nti obi an de onfa no hu maship.
You have to go up to the rural areas to see the kind of prosperity this engagement is bringing to them. It's making them very, very comfortable. The poverty is being tackled head on.
Today, the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative has brought renewed hope and energy, creating jobs, reducing poverty, and improving food security across the country. It's been after many years of neglect by the erstwhile Bahama-led administration.
I think today you see leadership that is responsive to the challenges of the Ghanaian people. Leadership that is also very committed to improving the quality of life of every Ghanaian, not just a few people.
The first term of President Akufo-Addo's leadership has not even ended, yet so much has been achieved. Within months in office, nurses and teachers who were abandoned by the Mahama-led administration were empowered with the restoration of their allowances. The National Health Insurance Scheme was immediately giving a new lease of life with the payment of the 1.2 billion Ghana cedi arrears. Leakages at the country's ports have been sealed with the introduction of paperless ports. To augment operations of the National Ambulance Service and to save lives, 307 new ambulances were distributed to all 275 constituencies across the country. Another fulfillment of a campaign pledge, one constituency, one ambulance. As a first step in the fight against corruption, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has been established. With a promise to create jobs for the youth, he created NAPCO, or the Nation Builders Corps, which is giving jobs to thousands of young graduates. Industrialization was another major aspect of the President's grand plan to transform Ghana. The One District, One Factory policy was born out of the need to diversify the economy and create jobs for the Ghanaian people.
So far, 232 companies and projects have been established and are at various stages of implementation. They are spread throughout the country in different districts, in different regions, from the north to the south, from the east to the west.
Everything here has been thought of, designed, built, and is now being run by Ghanaians. What we see here are very young people. We picked some from the university, some from industry, some from the streets.
We are testimony to this fact that the idea that Nana Addo initiated and is championing is actually bringing a transformation in the lives of people. Just an idea from an individual can just change a life like that.
But it goes beyond that, because it is also capturing new enterprises, at the same time capturing existing enterprises that were completely demobilized and almost dead, which have been resurrected.
There 2013, 14, 15, after the night one collapse, and I got in a field. Until now, Brabon, Moya, DA, until no you see after 2020, and you test an anado, a baby be a Jumano, one district, one factory. So I share a Juanasano. You never cross or a third Vianney, and my immediate.
The One District, One Factory initiative is an economic landmark, empowering the private sector to grow. Several factories are up and running since its launch in August 2018.
Gazette number 12 of 2019, and thereby creating the Northeast region, and signed the instrument.
Following the country's constitution, President Akufo-Addo led the creation of 6 new regions, empowering several communities that have been deprived of development. Using his long-known negotiating skill, peace has finally come to Dagbon. The presidential pitch, an initiative to support young entrepreneurs and the needy with startup capital, has become his regular routine. Bottlenecks in the banking sector, which were collapsing the country's economy, is now cleaned up. As part of an agenda to digitize Ghana, an ambitious infrastructure development program for the ICT sector with the national broadband infrastructure is ongoing. September 2017, school children from across the country waved their flag with excitement. For the first time in the country's history, senior high education is made free across the country.
A government may not be able to make every citizen rich, but with political will and responsible leadership, a government can help create a society of opportunities and empowerment for every citizen. And I know no better way to do so but through access to education.
The education of the Ghanaian child is something dear to President Akufo-Addo. Through this policy, a record 1 million children have access to secondary education in Ghana.
He is the driver and mover of free SHS. As we speak, apart from we doing the technical work to support his SHS, the free SHS program is under the office of the president.
For him to bring free education, women who ordinarily go and sell their clothes to make sure that the children are sent to school or there's food on the table, now would not sell their clothes again but will have their children in school.
Across the country, many parents and students have shared various testimonies on the overwhelming success of the free senior high school policy and how it is securing their future.
In 2001, I lost my father, and in 2008, I lost my mother. If not because of the introduction of the free SHS, I wouldn't be here, and my vision is to become a nurse in future so that I'll be able to help my community and the nation at large.
When you talk about infrastructure projects, there's no comparison. Because let me give you an example. When you take a 12-unit classroom, we did 165. When you talk about 3-unit classroom blocks, all in secondary school, we have done 60. When you talk about 6-unit classroom blocks, we've done 173. We have done about 3 times more than the SDC ever thought in their mind.
By 2016, most of the country's road networks were in terrible condition. Everywhere the new president went, the plea of the people was for him to rescue the sector.
I'm happy I came here today to see this for myself. I think, Mr. Engineer, there's a lot more work that needs to be done for us to be able to find a satisfactory way out for the future.
Without much delay, the president personally embarked on a mission to radically change the face of Ghana's road network.
The road sector serves as the pivot, the fulcrum around which the economic development of the country revolves. So, Excellency the President went to work, government, tackle the poor, deteriorated road infrastructure of our country from the very beginning. For the first time in the history of this country, 4 interchanges are being built simultaneously. We can talk about Bukwasi interchange, we can talk about Tema interchange, we are working on Obi Chebilamte interchange, Tamale interchange under Sando Hadro is in currency. We are going to cut sword for Takrady interchange at the PTC roundabout, making it 5. It has never happened in the history of this country.
The country's railway sector can today boast of modern terminals and coaches. A 670-kilometer greenfield railway corridor linking the southern part of Ghana to Paga is underway, and so is the railway interconnectivity project between the port of Tema and Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso. Water has been supplied to many rural communities, while the One Village, One Dam initiative is making irrigation in several farming communities easy. Aggressive sports infrastructural development is being undertaken in many communities across the country, taking sports closer to the youth. Construction is underway for Ghana's first creative arts school, while a court to protect Ghanaian musicians and the arts will be up within the next few weeks. In 2019, the Year of Return program injected billions of dollars into the Ghanaian economy and saw an increase in tourist arrivals.
To date, over 450,000 people around the world have died because of coronavirus.
We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
The coronavirus pandemic took the world by surprise. No country in the world prepared for it. Even nations regarded as superpowers are grappling to deal with it. But leadership may have determined the survival of citizens in every nation. President Akufo-Addo is meeting with various stakeholders to assess the nation's preparedness.
The Ministry of Health has announced that 2 cases of COVID-19.
Ghana is investigating 2 suspected.
By the 12th of March, Ghana had recorded her first 2 cases. At this point, decisive leadership is key.
Those were heady moments in the government. Those were very difficult moments. And even if you want fear in the system, but out of all of that, he showed extraordinary leadership. He was very steady, very focused, and very calm.
Midnight in Accra, and the nation is sleeping. President Akufo-Addo is meeting with his top COVID-19 medical advisors and the Vice President. They are assessing the possibility of a reasonable lockdown. But the President was firm that a total lockdown cannot be considered. His major concern was the informal sector and the vulnerable in society.
Fellow Ghanaians, good evening. I've come to your homes once again.
With truth and openness to the people, the President made his address to the nation a frequent routine.
These are not ordinary times. So let us all put our shoulders to the wheel. And I'm confident that together, by the grace of God, we shall overcome this challenge.
It is said that tough leaders are made for tough times. The leadership provided by President Akufo-Addo in these COVID times is unparalleled. He rallied and empowered local pharmaceutical companies and the manufacturing industry to provide essentials such as PPEs and hand sanitizers. Water was made free for all Ghanaians. Electricity was also made free for the poor with 50% reduction for high consumers. Hot meals were provided for the needy and vulnerable in society.
We know what to do to bring back our economy back to life. What we do not know is how to bring people back to life.
He wanted to see what the people were being fed with, how we feed them, the number of people that congregate that we say they are not observing the social distancing. And this was something that I didn't think the president would take keen interest in.
Knowing that the most affected by the COVID are small businesses, the president launched the 1 billion Ghana Cedi business support scheme.
To date, 120,000 beneficiaries, micro, small and medium enterprises have benefited from this fund. 60% of these beneficiaries are women.
From this crisis comes a lesson. President Akufo-Addo recognizes that Ghana has to make significant investment in the public health system and has immediately begun construction of 88 new district hospitals, all to be completed within a year.
The world is looking at Ghana. You would be surprised at the sort of interactions I've had from locally from Nigeria and elsewhere. They're very proud of us.
I am not surprised that he stands tall amongst his peers, both in Africa and in the world.
It's thoughtful leadership that thinks about the people. It thinks about the grassroots. It thinks about changing the lives of people. It's not selfish leadership.
If Ghana wants to become a big player in the global economy, the way forward is to industrialize. President Nana Akufo-Addo is doing exactly that.
Continuity is in the interest of Ghana. Continuity is in the interest of the economy of Ghana. Continuity is in the interest of the youth of Ghana. Because with continuity, we can consolidate the gains and protect the gains that we've made and ensure that we unleash the full potential of the Ghanaian people and the Ghanaian youth.
4 years of change has been, in my view, so far so good. And but it is not yet uhuru, as they say. We haven't gotten there yet. But it is important that we protect the gains that we have made in 4 years.
Under the leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the NPP, the bar of leadership in Ghana has been raised. The foundation plans for Ghana's transformation is being laid. Investor confidence in Ghana has been built with global corporations such as VW, Sinotruk and others setting up their manufacturing plants in Ghana. For the first time since the formation of the African Union, Ghana is headquarters of a major body, the African Continental Free Trade Area.